Our lesson is about training our mind in the art of awareness and remembering, using pranayama, satnam, and listening to shift our mental, emotional, and physical state so we can actually remember not only who we are, but remember the infinite. Spiritual teachings invite us to remember God, the divine, the infinite with every breath. And this is actually a very good idea. So tonight we want to explore, like, how can we actually do that? Because a lot of things we can agree with, but how can we actually do it? We have to develop the consciousness to remember, and not only to remember to pay attention, but to remember the infinite, to remember who we are. It's a whole consciousness to be in that remembering state. And we have to train our mind to pay attention. So generally, we're just in the rational mind. We're using our mind to figure things out. We're not using it, so we space out. We concoct fantasies. We use it as an escape mechanism from our physical and our emotional bodies, right? Escape into your mind because I don't want to feel, I don't want to be aware of what's going on. So we practice yoga and meditation so we can learn how to use our mind to tune into infinite reality and bring this awareness into our body, into the present of being right here. So this is using pranayama and matras and listening are three very simple techniques that anybody can do anytime to bring us back to this awareness. Paying attention to our breath is the basic practice of mindfulness taught by the Buddhists. Been taught for thousands of years, and still a lot of us haven't quite got it yet. So we need to use this to pay attention. And paying attention requires listening and feeling. So it's not just a mental thing, it's actually using the capacities, the sensory capacities that we have to listen and feel. Then we can pay attention. Otherwise, we're up and out. We've got to get down and in. So we can train ourselves through listening and feeling to shift the state of our mind and our body and our emotions, just with breathing, just with paying attention. We can be present to the energy and the messages in our body, in our mind, in our emotions. We can cultivate awareness of the now. And we can be aware of the sacred, the spiritual, the non-physical dimension of reality. And we can remember to live in an embodied state. All this simply by being with breath and with a mantra if we choose. The mind, the body, and the emotions follow the breath. We know this, we hear it, but we can actually use it so we can use it to be in consciousness, in the consciousness that we desire. If we slow down our breath, deepen it, and become conscious, our mind starts to relax. The neutral mind, the peace channel opens up. If we breathe less than 4 per minute, the peace channel, the neutral mind, begins to activate. With a fast breath, it's like shut off. The heart opens, we can connect the head with the heart, and we can integrate that with the body, the mind and the body. So all the things that we want to accomplish, we can actually accomplish by using the breath and by using mantras. Mantras Mantras are sounds that resonate with universal vibrations. So chanting or reciting a mantra or listening inside our head tunes us in and aligns us with the universal sound current. So we're not just vibrating down here in the earth current, we're in the universal current. And it infuses divine qualities into our mind and our physical being, and seeds the essence of divine love into our emotional and physical body. All with inhale sat, exhale nam. These techniques are so simple. So we want to remember them and use them. Now this is really important. The breath and the mantras are neutral. They are pure. They don't have a story. They don't talk back. They don't judge. They're just pure essence. So we can use the breath and mantras to clear our mind, purify our mind, our body, and our emotions just by breathing, just by chanting or reciting mantras. They can infuse neutrality, love, and our pure essence into our body. And our body, our mind, and our emotions start remembering who we are when we use these pure instruments. And that's how we start to remember, because we start infusing our body with purity through the breath, through the mantras, and our body and our emotions and our mind like thirsty little beings lap it up. Oh, it likes it. It likes the feeling. It likes to drink up the vibrations and infuse this purity into our being. So every aspect of ourselves remembers and recognizes it and absorbs it. And we begin to experience this pleasure and a relaxation and a satisfaction that we can't get from any other means. Because it's basically the essence of the divine and the essence of the purity of our soul that brings us satisfaction and brings us relaxation and the ultimate pleasure of just being alive in the infinite vibration of who we are. So this is how we become crystalline vessels for the infinite and hold infinity and resonate with infinity. So this is our crystalline vessel for tonight, to remind us that with the breath and with the mantras, we can clear ourselves out and just become a vessel that contains the purity of our soul, the purity of the infinite. And then the little candle, the light in our mind that lights up. And then we become clean and clear. So we're going to do the process through each of the different breaths and through tuning in. And then there's a short set at the end with just 3 exercises so that we can get activated, and then we'll do the healing circle. So this is our when you breathe, just feel like you're crystallizing, you're clearing away the dross, the darkness, the negativity, and you're just tuning in to the purity and the clarity of the infinite that flows through you at all times. Nice, huh? Just kind of sweet, just simple, just purity. So we're not going to focus on other things happen. No, you just bring your attention back to the breath and to the mantra, which I'll explain as we do it. And just that simple attention and simple repetition of the mantra and being with the breath will bring us into a pure state that we can just sit back and enjoy. So that's the plan. So the first thing we're going to do is just tune into our breath. Then we'll tune in. But before we tune in, and I'll explain the tuning in, we just want to become aware of our breath. So just close your eyes and have your hands on your knees. And first, just watch your breath. Watch where it's at right now. So you're paying attention to it. You're not changing it. And watch where the breath is. Is it just shallow up in your throat mainly? Or does it go down deeper? But don't change it. We're going to have plenty of opportunity to shift our breath in many different ways. First, we want to just be with it without controlling, and watch it and listen to it. The breath has a sound, and we want to listen to the sound of the breath. Turn your listening faculty to the breath. And you'll notice as you listen to the breath, your attention turns inward. This is what we want. We want to listen inside our body to the breath. Inward listening makes it possible to hear the sound of the infinite inside our head. And that will be even more available to us after we tune in with Om Namo Gurudev Namo. So continue to breathe as I explain the tuning in. We always tune in before we practice Kundalini Yoga. Tuning in uses what we call the Adi Matra. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. This mantra is very powerful. The sounds activate the polarities of the soul, the polarities of the infinite, and bring them into unison inside our being. Om is the active, creative aspect of the universe. Gurudev is the divine subtle wisdom, the neutral aspect of the universe. Namo means the call upon. So when we call upon Om and we call upon Gurudev, we call upon the two polarities of the universe to resonate in our being. This mantra tunes us in to our inner master and to the master, all the masters that practice Kundalini Yoga, the golden chain. So we're actually being protected and taught by the masters. And if we can pay attention, we can actually feel, yes, during this time, I'm being guided. Not by my ego, not by my thoughts. I'm being guided by a higher energy. Information is transmitted to us in order to shift our consciousness to the higher realities. After this mantra, we chant Adgarename, Jugadgarename, Satgarename, Sri Gurudev Ve Name. This is a mantra of protection and surrender. Adgare means primal guru. Jugadgare means the truth throughout the ages. Satgare means true wisdom. And Sri Gurudev Ve means the unseen wisdom. 3 ways to say there's something beyond me, and Name, I surrender to it. I bow to it. Adgare Name. I bow to this wisdom. I bow to the primal guru. It's very humbling to chant this mantra. And it also brings a light of protection around us. Purity is protection. Light is protection. You don't have to fight. You don't have to jump around and be negative or build up a shield. The light protects us. So this is a very powerful mantra of protection. So the first thing we do is rub our palms together. And as you rub your palms together, feel the palms connect to the heart. The hands are an extension of the heart chakra. So we get the heart chakra going, opening it up. Then we bring the thumbs on the sternum. This connects to the mind nerve. The hands in prayer pose. Bring the 2 polarities, the 2 parts of ourselves together. The hands are slightly pressed together and slightly press up on the sternum. That opens the heart, straightens the spine a little bit. And then we pull the neck, from inside the neck, we pull the spine up to adjust the spine, open the heart, and then bow the head to the heart. So the spine is straight, the heart is open, all by a slight positioning of the neck. And the head is bowed to the heart. In this position, be with your breath. At this time, you might want to slow your breath down a little bit and feel the breath in the chest, in the heart. The heart is the air element. The breath opens the heart. Again, listen to the sound of the breath. And be aware that the listening turns your attention inward. The Om is chanted powerfully at the third eye. Well, it activates the third eye. It resonates in the nasal passages and inside the head to activate pituitary and the pineal gland. So we really want to chant it very powerfully. Ideally, each Om Namo Gurudev Namo is done on one breath. You can take a slight sip of air through the mouth between the two parts of the mantra, but no big, heavy, that kind of breath. So we'll chant it 3 times, and then we'll do Adgarename 3 times. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to begin. Exhale. Leave the hands at the heart for a moment and be with your breath. Listen inside. Listen to the sound of silence, the sound of the infinite inside your head. Hands down to your knees. Be with your breath and feel the energy in the breath. The breath, the science of the breath is called pranayama because it brings in prana, it brings in life force. So pay attention, feel and listen to the energy in the breath. We can totally shift the way we feel simply by breathing because there's so much power, so much energy, aliveness, prana in the breath. Breathing in energy, breathing in light, breathing in purity, and exhaling, giving back the tiredness of the day, any darkness, any impurities. Use the breath as a tool, a powerful tool. pulling in energy, and then giving back. So we're releasing, but we're also giving back to the universe. We're sharing. Receiving on the inhale, giving back in gratitude on the exhale. Listen to the breath. Deeply listen. Deeply listen, and you will notice that you begin to be able to feel the breath in your body. Deeply listening opens up the capacity to feel. So we start out with listening. Cultivate listening, and then you can begin to feel and feel the energy of the breath in the body. Listening to the breath and feeling it pulls us into the body. We want to be in the body. Be aware that the breath is absolutely neutral. It's totally available, totally unconditionally available to you all the time. It has no opinion. It's simply there in a totally neutral and pure state. Infuse yourself with this neutrality and this purity simply with the breath. Now place your hands on your back. And as you inhale, feel that your inhale expands your back, pushes your hands out. So we want to practice long, deep breathing. And this breath begins in the abdominal area, but it would not only expand the abdominal area, it expands the lower lungs in the back of the body, and we can feel that with our hands being pushed out. So we want to monitor that. So our breath is not just in the front, it's opening up the back. The kidneys love this. And if we notice that we're breathing just lower abdomen, expanding the front of the body, and on the inhale we're actually pulling in the back, we're actually depleting the kidneys of energy. So this is very important, to be able to have the kidneys be nurtured with the long, deep breathing. So be with your breath. breath won't go way down to the bottom of the belly when you're opening up the back as well. That's part of the trick. If you go too deep, then you subtract energy from the back. So you'll notice it's probably from just below the navel point up that the expansion comes. Long and deep. Long, deep breathing, simple breath. Relaxes us and energizes us at the same time. Simply be aware of the purity, the neutrality, and the energetic qualities of the breath in the body. We're going to breathe for one more minute, and you can count how many breaths you're breathing through for the minute. Okay, begin. Okay, and the counting. And inhale deep. Exhale. Bring your hands down. How many were breathing more than 4 per minute? How many were breathing less? Okay, by this time we should be at least 4, around that. Under 4, the body, the mind, and the emotions begin to relax, and we access the neutral channel. So above 4, we're still in the rational mind. We're still a little bit agitated. So we'll do this with the other breaths, but just to monitor ourselves and know that when we're all agitated, slow the breath down. It'll go gradually, but at the point that you start getting below 4 a minute, 4 or less, we relax. Simple. Okay, now we can shift our mental state with the breath. So the right nostril breathing energizes us, and the left nostril breathing relaxes us. As you practice elongating the breath, there won't be a hold. So, you could do a little short breath and then hold it, and then exhale and then hold it. But that's not the idea. The idea is the breath goes all the way in and then all the way out. There can be a slight pause, but there's not a major hold. And it's done, there's so many ways to do the breath. But in this, we want to be able to have a breath, we want to be conscious of the breath going all the way in and all the way out. And to deepen the breath, we have to practice, and that's why we have to do the long, deep breathing, because it takes time. All right, energize. So, right nostril. So, the right nostril energizes. So you close off the left nostril with the left thumb and breathe long and deep through the right nostril. Breathing from the belly just below the belly button, the dantian, and expanding the belly and expanding the back. So you can put one hand on the back if you want to monitor the expansion. When the breath gets low, it will get longer and deeper. So it just takes very gentle practice. On the inhale, you pull in just a little bit more, get a little bit deeper, push it, push the envelope, push the limit, and on the exhale, exhale out just a little bit beyond where your limit is. And each time you push you pull in a little bit more and you push out a little bit more, then that will expand the lung capacity. You'll be amazed. Here too, with practice, your breath becomes even automatically longer and deeper. Right nostril breathing energizes us. We do this if we're about to fall asleep. Very good to know when you're driving at night or something. If you're driving at night or you're in the middle of a meeting and you're about to fall asleep, it's after lunch. Breathing through the right nostril is the wake-up breath. It's the kundalini coffee. Okay. Sleepy in the morning, lie on your left side. That will activate your right nostril. And you can even close off your left nostril and breathe through the right nostril. Get yourself awakened a little bit. Now inhale deep through the right nostril. Inhale all the way. Hold it. Listen inside. Exhale. Close off the right nostril and do long, deep breathing through the left. Again, monitor that you're breathing into your lower diaphragm, belly, and expanding the back on the breath. each breath, pull in just a little more air, expand the lungs just a little bit more, and on each exhale, push out just a little more. You can feel where your limit is, and then you just push it just a little bit on each end, on the inhale and the exhale. And the breath just gently becomes longer and deeper. Left nostril breathing is to relax. This is the sleepy time breath. You're a little wired. You're probably breathing through the right nostril. You're energized, but you want to go to sleep. So you shift your breath to the left nostril by holding the right nostril or by laying on your right side. Lie on your right side and hold the right nostril closed. And you begin to relax. Listen to the breath. Purifying your mind, purifying your body. And now we're going to do one more minute and count how many breaths. By now we should be able to slow down a little bit more. So begin the counting. Begin the inhale. Okay, end the counting. And when you're on your next breath, inhale deep. Inhale all the way, all the way, all the way to the very, very end, called suspended breath. All the way till the clavicles lock in. Hold it. Listen deep inside. Listen. Exhale. Relax the hands down. Listen inside. Listen and feel your breath in your body. Now you don't try to change it. You're just being with it the way it is right now. It's breathing. Your breath is breathing. Just allow it to breathe. Very pleasurable to feel the body actually breathing long and deep. listen to the sound of the breath. To this sound, we can add the sound of the macra Sat Nam. Mentally listening inside your head to Sat on the inhale and Nam on the exhale. Sat is the seed mantra. It means the truth. Sat Nam is the seed mantra. Sat Nam. I call upon my identity. I tune into my identity. Sat means the truth, the unchanging universal truth. And Nam means to call upon, to identify with, to name. So when you listen to Sat on the inhale and Nam on the exhale, you add that vibration to your being. And you call upon that frequency to be present in your consciousness. Yogi Bhajan told us in the very beginning, our goal is to always inhale Sat, exhale Nam. To have the awareness that every breath is tuned in to the infinite reality of the truth, Sat, and that we identify with it with every exhale on the Nam. Listening inside to Sat Nam. And we're going to practice this with alternate breathing. So now we're using right and left breathing. The thumb closes off the right nostril, and you inhale through the left. Then you use the index finger to close off the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close off the right. Exhale through the left. And inhale through the left. On the inhale left, after the inhale, you change nostrils and exhale through the opposite nostril. Then you inhale through that same nostril. After the inhale, you shift nostrils and exhale through the opposite nostril. That's the easier way to remember it. Long and deep, inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. So now we have two focal points. The sound of the breath, the feeling of the breath, and the mantra. I know people that have completely gotten rid of sinus problems with this breath. 3 minutes, 2 times a day for 2 weeks. That's the formula. listening to the breath, listening to the mantra, infusing the purity of the infinite into your body. Pull it in with the breath, infuse it with the mantra. This is inner psychology, Satnam. So we can relax and surrender into the truthfulness of our own being, the purity of our own soul. So we can remember who we are. Continue and put your forefinger, your index finger on your third eye as you do this. That stimulates pituitary gland, the third eye, and brings us another point of focus. The third eye, or the neutral point inside the mind. We're training our mind to focus. Focusing on the breath, the mantra, and at the neutral point in the mind. It's all about training. Now inhale deep through both nostrils. You can put your hands down. Inhale deep through both nostrils. All the way, all the way, all the way. Exhale powerfully. Now inhale. Inhale, 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 inhale. Keep inhaling until you absolutely cannot inhale anymore. This is suspended breath till the clavicles lock in. Then hold the breath. Relax the shoulders. And be inside. Relax. Hold the breath. With all this breathing, you should be able to hold the breath a really long time. Be in that neutral space. Exhale powerfully. Inhale deep. Inhale all the way, all the way. Pull it in till it locks in. You'll feel it right up here. Hold it. Relax the shoulders. Enjoy the space. Deep into neutral. Deep into your own purity. Hold it as long as you wish, and then when you're ready, exhale. And sit in your own purity. Be with your breath. Don't forget your breath. Remember the breath. Remember Satnam. And enjoy it. As As you exhale, pull the navel in. And as you inhale, expand the navel. Exhale, pull the navel in. Inhale, expand. Being very aware of the navel, we're moving into breath of fire. We need to be aware of what's going on in the belly to do breath of fire. Breath of fire is done from the navel point. So we start out first slow, pulling the navel in and letting it release out on the inhale. Inhale out, exhale, pull in. But now start making the breath a little bit shorter from the navel. Exhale, pull the navel in. And begin speeding up the breath from the navel, concentrating on the exhale, but allowing the inhale. Now, this breath is not going to be as low as the other breath. It's from the dantian up to the lower diaphragm. And we don't involve the lower belly because then the breath is too slow. This needs to be a short staccato breath. So once you get the idea that the navel pulls in on the exhale, then you can speed the breath up. And for beginners, you start slowly. Because sometimes people have it reversed. They'll be actually inhaling and pull the navel in. You can put your hand on your navel and feel that the breath is in this area. Short and staccato. Involve the lower diaphragm. It's not long and deep like the breath. It's very short, but it's powerful. It activates the navel point. Releases the energy at the navel point. Relax the face. Inhale deep. Inhale all the way, all the way, all the way till the breath locks in. Relax the shoulders. Be inside. Let go. Relax for a moment. Be with your breath as it breathes and listen to the sound of the breath and listen to the breath vibrate. Sat Nam. Inhale. Exhale. Stretch the legs. That was a lot of sitting, but you did good. Feel energized? Awake? A little more clear, a little more like a crystal? A little clearer? Okay. This exercise set is for the auric balance and nerve strength. That's one thing that breath does. It makes our nerves very strong. This set, 3 exercises, is done with a segmented breath. Segmented breath pump the the navel point.